course my mic wasn't working the whole time. Well, good morning, and welcome to the Fenix review. I've already discussed a few things. The box is good. It should be in feet, not meters. And we'll go up to Noli. We got to burn about 3,000 pounds of fuel. I'm in the secondary now, so I've done the performance. But if you noticed, if I go to the arrival, this is in meters, and I set it to feet, so it should, I don't know, it should. So okay, let's go here. Why is that not working? Oh, that's right, those don't work, even though they theoretically work. One of them works. This one works, I think. This one? None of them work, huh? Yeah, that one works. There we go. Alright, there. Okay, let's go 1 FD2. 5,000 initially. Constraints. We're good there. TCAS is in standby. Let's go set that. I'm going to do this off VATSIM so we can discuss everything without being interrupted. On and Tara. What I'll do now is put the fuel pumps on. Set the APU up. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. And we got APU starting, I believe. Logo, taxi, this, that, the other. Okay, should be almost done. Still on secondary flight plan. Let's go back to perf. Just waiting on a finalized load sheet. DC is supposed to be on runway 1 when we get there. And then this, I don't know if this is like an MSFS bug, but that shouldn't be on. The flight director shouldn't be on by default. I'm going to get my list out and really talk about it. Just an aside, the nice performance we're getting here is due to FBW, FTW streams being run by Jetline System Species. Big shout out to Greg, Tony, and Ken down in Tampa, Florida, where they have an amazing shop, and they make amazing PCs. If you're in the market for a computer and you're not a builder yourself and you're a big flight sim guy, highly recommend jetlinesystems.com. This is a customized Gravity GT2, done some mods on it, and the support these guys offer you is absolutely amazing. All right, APU's up. Let's go off the ground power into the external. Boarding is complete, so right on time. So let's do the before start checklist to the line. Okay. Cockpit prep is completed. Gear pins and covers are removed. Signs are on an auto. Adheres. We have. Oopsie, not there. We got 3 in nav. Fuel quantity. 14,700 pounds. And 14,700 pounds. Balance pumps on. Takeoff data is set, and the bar RF is 29083. Set and cross-checked. Where is what I'm looking for? Here we go. Below the line. Windows and doors closed. Beacon on. Let's see the doors arming now. Thrust levers are idle. Cockpit door is closed and normal. Permission slips out, beacon's on, and we're ready to push. Fenix CFB much? Pull this up, let me get full screen. Excuse me. APU bleed. And let me set up the pushback. I like to do that from the external device, so I don't have to worry about stuff in the sim. And ground services. Jetway's already pulled. We'll go GPU, PCA, chocks, cones, connect, tug. Oh, connect, tug. Nose wheel steering's disconnected. Good morning, Flight Force. How are you, bud? Nice to see you. So a lot of the stuff going on, I think, is due to MSFS. All right, park brace release. You're clear to push. To go nose to the right. There's no tug there. Oh, there he is. Interesting. So there's another small detail that should probably be looked at. Angle it here a little bit. I wish the pushback would be like if you could do 90, like if you could press the arrow button twice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be dimming the cabin lights for departure, blah, 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 yada, yada, yakety sacks, ding dong. Cabin lights, there we go. The cabin lights really good. They do a nice job. Alright, back it up straight now. Now, I go to ignition start. We should hear the packs die. Should hear, whoosh. There it is. Another thing with the Fenix is you cannot start the engines while you're pushing. It must be because they had a lot of European folks doing the testing. Getting this thing on the taxi line is just a giant pain in the ass. And for some reason, they always send out a second tug at the very end. I don't know what this is all about. But... Alright, close enough. Stop the push. Set the parking brake. Starting engine 1. Allegedly, my MCP is working. And it's an FCU. The MCP doesn't work at all, but... because it's an FCU. Alright, finalize load sheet. Let's do the revised numbers. Accept compliance with number 1. 29.5. So let's just run and check the trim. No tug available. Sync load sheet final. Sync live weather. Why are we still moving? Should probably get our wet runway this morning, to be honest. Packs on. Okay, there we go. Let's change that to a wet runway. There we go. 24, 40, 40. 1 down, 2, flex 48. So that performance is off, right? That performance is... This isn't right. There's something's going on in this thing. I can't quote it quite. Alright, 4. Okay. Off ignition. ECAM status. Oh, we gotta start number 2. There we go. Sounds are pretty good. So I'll go over my list once we get airborne. So there was a thread on AVSIM, and basically people just jumping. Anybody that had anything critical to say about the Fenix, they were like just jumping down their throats. Like, how could you dare say something about that? It's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, right? And I always forget the elapsed time. Ignition Bravo. The systems themselves are okay, but whatever's going on with the flight model needs to be taken care of. There's some brutal stuff here. The AVSIM topic predictably got locked. Alright, gonna come out of ignition now. ECAM status. Why did that do that? No. ECAM status is normal. Go to flight controls. Pitch down 2. Flaps 1. Arm the spoilers. And we'll do a flight control check, so we'll go full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. Rudder left, rudder right, neutral. Okay. Do the auto brake to max, ECAM status, and clear. PU can come down. And let's do takeoff config check. Taxi light. Oh, Volanta. Forgot Volanta. Need that. Nav server, this can go. You mean 178 wasn't? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay. So the ground model is halfway decent. It's a little, yeah. The ground model is halfway decent. It could be a little stickier, I think. APU is coming down there. It's okay. All right. I don't know why there's a car in the way, but he can get out of my way. Thanks, Fly. Hashtag thanks, Fly Tampa. Oh, nice. You're getting your side stick. I need the side stick, man. I absolutely need it. Let's do the before takeoff checklist now. Okay, flaps are 1 planned, 1 selected, 1 indicated. V-speeds and flex temp, we got 24, 40, 40, wet runway, flex in 58 degrees. Pitch trims down 0.2, check both sides. Flight controls are checked. Flight directives, we got 1 FD2, climb nav blue, 5000s blue, 24 blue, 40 magenta. And the ECAM memo is takeoff no blue, that's down to the line. One of my biggest beefs about the Fenix, other than the fuel burn, which Amir has spoken to, is that the weight for this plane is so low that you honestly couldn't, like, you could barely do a transcon. It's not this overcast in Boston. It is overcast, but like, there's stuff. Okay, we are clear left side. Get some lights. I'd like to see them nerf the wing light and buff the landing light. The wing light to me is a little too much, and the landing light's not quite enough. That's just my personal preference, based on real world experience. So I'd like to see them nerf the wing light and buff the landing light. If you guys watch my streams all the time, you know one of my favorite things about the FS Labs is the way they do the landing lights and how realistic it looks. You know, when you're coming through 10,000 and those lights come on. Just a little bit of nerf, not much nerf on the wing, but enough that the landing light buffs up and shows the brightness on the bottom of the engine. So first thing we're going to encounter here is the rotation law, and I'll put the side stick on. I don't have all the lights going, but I don't have all the cockpit lights going. I guess we could put this here, and we are cactus today, so let's do how about a purple, or maybe like a deep dark blue. Yeah, that's like a cactus blue right there. Clear left side, clear right side. What I think in the testing here that I've done is that this is a serviceable plane. There are some glaring things with the VNAV. There are some glaring things with the rotation, the pitch. Like we're taking off at 145.5 basically. Okay. This thing, we should be bang on 12.5. When we first rotate, we should be coming up to 15 degrees and not really accelerating. SRS should be fine. Then we should be coming down at 10 to 12.5 for Excel. But once we settle into the climb, it should be, 12.5 degrees for 250 knots. So the engines are off, and there's real-world Airbus pilots commenting on this. And it doesn't matter, in my take, it doesn't matter if the guy's beta tested for FS Labs. He's pointing out the inaccuracies and what needs to be fixed, and people are jumping down his throat. Is he like a bull in a china shop sometimes? Yeah, but he's got a point, and he's passionate about the Airbus, as am I. I mean, Jesus, look at my channel name, right? I went to work one day, one afternoon, and I saw a plane that looked exactly like this in the river in front of me. That happened. It's a thing. So, all right, below the line, we got no changes. Briefings confirmed. Cabin crew is advised, and the packs are on. Oh, there's another thing right there they could do. Make this actually ding for us, ding ding. All right, let's do this. I'm a little concerned about. I have some concerns about the fact that there's actual Airbus pilots that are kind of ignoring. They're like, oh, dude, it's fine. It's not. Black Box. I had a talk with Black Box about the rotation. So the FBW mod puts the trim to 8 degrees nose up, right? We'll get the, let me just make sure I get my keys right. Side stick cam. Okay, here we go. Let me put the lights on. Stand by, stand by, stand by. Get the lights on. I'll put an American theme on it because I have the Frontier theme on it right now. I have to look at the U.S. Airways one. Let's do this one or this one. This one. All right, here we go. Takeoff. 50%. Does this work? Nope. Stabilizing. Thrust is symmetric. Man flex 58 SRS auto thrust blue. Alright, so watch the rotation here, and I'm going to let go of the stick a little early. I'm going to count it off. 80, thrust set. Neutral by 100. V1. Rotate. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. Should already be there. So up we go, positive rate gear up. Now this is a bit much. We shouldn't be like, so almost 20 degrees. And then we're left turn direct TJ. Normally I'd wave to my house, but not now. We shouldn't be accelerating like this right now. Not at this kind of pitch. There she goes. It didn't register. Okay, positive speed trend. Thrust climb, auto thrust. And we'll say 1000 or 14,000, usually what they give you. So the rotation's a bit torqued. S-speed after flaps up after takeoff, check. That's pretty good for a foggy day in Boston. Ooh, see that? Just a little bit downward push. That was probably the weather, but look at the speed trend. Like, that's 10 seconds from now, we're going to be at 250. And we'll say 340. All right, now I should be able, if I pitch it to 10, it should hold 250. And see that? It's not. It's saying I need more, I need more. So it's 12 and a half, and it's still not going at 250 yet. Let's see what happens when we come out of the bank. Oh, I didn't put my traffic on. I'm going to leave the traffic. I'm going to leave everything off. We're just going to test the Phoenix. Forget everything else. Okay, a few bumps here. We need the anti-ice. Nope. So just hand flying. Now she's settling in at 10. That's good. That's a little bit better, but nope, she's picking up speed now. Oops, sorry, I lost the chat, guys. Now she's losing speed at 10. Popcorn clouds. Look at that. I didn't touch it. She's like pitching up. I don't know if I need... That could be my stick, or it could just be the wonkiness of the flight model. See, it's the speed's a little squirrely there. And I should be able to just hands off this right now. Just tiny adjustments. Coming in at 10,000. Oh, that's a new speed restriction in Humo. Probably so they don't overshoot the corner. All right, 10,000. Once we get on course here around the corner, does fly nice on the flight directors. Good morning, D. Ease out of this, let the wind push us over a little bit. And notice I'm doing 265. That's that MSFS flight shake. MSFS needs to fix that. Once we get on the directors here, I will engage the autopilot. Now what's interesting to me is that we pick up steam at a high rate down below, you know, down low. But then it won't pick up steam. Hi, Blue Blue. There's Blue, our official channel mascot. But then it doesn't, you know, like this is coming down. Okay, we're doing 1,000 feet a minute. If I get on the flight directors like they want me to be, I'm doing 400. All right, so that's the flight director. Autopilot 1. And Blue's got a shoe. Be right back. Good morning, HK. How do I find this aircraft? So we're doing the review on this. It's well, the pending features on the ATSU. Let's talk about that in a second. Those would kind of work if we had a GSX for this sim, but we don't have a GSX yet. And Blue's stealing clothes and shoes. Stop stealing stuff, Blue. So, as I spill my coffee. Come here, you. I will be right back, guys. Hi, you want to get on the couch? You want to be a superstar? There you go, bud. Stay there. Stay out of Snacksonville Center. You can't have that. You're a menace today. Get out of there. Get. Hey. There he is, guys. Blue Blue. Hey. And side stick cam's coming off. So let's discuss the ATSU. It's definitely not better than the FS Labs. Leave your mother's clothes alone. Give me that. Give me that. Give me. Give me. No tug of war. Good boy. Good boy. And JetBlue. JetBlue. He doesn't have anything. I took it away from him. All right, 18,000 set standard. Standard set, cross-checked. All right, 18 for flight, 18.5 for 340, flight level 340. Now, so I do not think so HK. I find this aircraft flyable, fun, and a good first effort, or even second effort, because this is an update. What I have. Yeah, but so actually, matter of fact, so like right here, the feature in the ATSU. Let's see here. So if I do the arrival message, and I say the next flight number is AL2122, fuel required is, let's just say 14,000, right? So I can send this, right? GPUSU, and they don't automatically, they don't automatically put it on. You understand what I'm saying? Like this does nothing. I think the ATSU features could be buffed, right? That's one thing they can buff. I'm very interested to show you guys open descent. I don't know if open climb. Let's try an open climb for a second. So let's go open climb, right? And let's reduce the speed. Now watch the flight directors. See that? That's like a 3G pull-up. That's got to be fixed, right? That's got to be smoothed out. right there. That's got to be smoothed out. That's crazy. Definitely needs to be smoothed out. Climb out. Blue, flight level 340. Systems wise, it's solid, except for the fact that in usually like that, this on track ground speed for number 2. So in their attempt to compromise between EIS-1 and EIS-2, unless it's ProSim, they've used this, right? Good, he's taking his rabbit apart. They've used this with the keypad, which is not possible for this box, this GNI 8 airs. It's not possible for this box to do RNP. It does fly. The Fenix itself does fly RNP quite well. What do you mean IRL? You're supposed to write it. What do you mean IRL? Write it like copy it. This does not handle better than FS Labs, but FS Labs is limited by P3D. So there's that. The IRL, you're supposed to write it. What do you mean, like, I don't understand. HK, can you explain what you're trying to say there? But anyways, back to the IRU. They tried to do it, they made a compromise. If this is just aesthetics and behind this box is an RMP approved, belts back on, an RMP approved box, then that's fine. I understand that, but just come out and say it. Like come out and say, hey, listen, put this in there for visuals. Hi, boo boo. Is he in the bathroom? Hi. What are you doing, Bubs? Leave it. Oh yes, absolutely. We will show that. The NG3 is an absolute piece of shit compared to this. Blue. Hi, Bubs. Play with your toys. It's a total piece of shit. It's complete and utter garbage. Like Randazzo. Oh, I'm the Michelangelo of flight simulations. So HK, you fill in the weights and speeds and cross-check them. In some airlines, other airlines, modern Airbus, right? In modern Airbusing, a lot of it is uplinked, right? Leave it. Hey, leave it. Good boy. Good. Leave it. A lot of it's uplinked, so you can uplink takeoff data. You can uplink the weights that comes from the system load controllers, right? You're supposed to cross-check it with your paperwork for sure, but you don't necessarily have to, right? So you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna get it by me. Like you can defend Fenix, it's okay, but you're not gonna get that one by me. They have data uplinks, and then in the bottom here. So if I go to, can I go back to takeoff? Okay, so in the bottom here it'll say uplink takeoff data, right? Uplink takeoff data. Then you press that, and it'll fill in. You check it with your aero data, and then it'll turn what color? Orange. It'll turn orange and say accept takeoff data, right? Hi, Bubs. Hi. No. Hi, Blue. Meet Blue, folks. I'll put him on the side stick cam. He's in here with me. Who's a good boy? You have to make a pee? You want to get up on the couch? You're going to be a good boy, take a nap? I'm coming. He hasn't quite figured out how to use his back legs, but we're all going to be in trouble when he does. He's actually moving the side stick camera now. You may see him in a second. Now we got to make sure the side stick camera's on the side stick. Who's my good boy? Who's my good boy? So, trying to do the review and watch an 18-week-old puppy who doesn't want to be here because his mom's being a pain in the butt right now. Down. Do you have to pee? It's a dog. He's a boxer dog. Yeah, so Delta, VLK, Delta has the old school, like, N361 NW. That's an old plane. So, guys, I'm going to leave you with some outside views for a minute. I'm going to take Blue out to use the restroom. and I will be right back. But yeah, HK, you can upload. You can get both weight and takeoff performance and landing performance sometimes uploads. So let me pop this guy outside, and I will be right back. Just not happy this morning. So I want to talk about the price. For $149.99 or whatever the FS Labs is, I think it's $129 to be honest with you. Hi, buddy. The FS Labs is by far, at least in my estimation, the best plane in P3D. By far. No, hands down, no questions. The most immersive simulation you could possibly get in P3D. Just grab the weather for DC. For $50 or 50 pounds, the Fenix right now, as it stands, is the most immersive plane in MSFS. From what I've heard, and I haven't tried anything else. Easy, buddy. From what I've seen, sorry about the delay, guys. I can stay in the chat, but he's 18 weeks old. Oh, I gotta clear the rat nav so I can clear the secondary. I'm not doing any of this stuff. Progress, KDCA, 01. It's okay, buddy. Rat nav's clear. Clear. Secondary. Copy active. Okay. And we gotta report. The fuel's out of control on this thing. This is a -12 or -14 fuel burn on Simbrief. -14. 7.8. So we're right there right now. 7.9. We just went up 100 pounds. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? You're being restless today, huh? Who's the daddy's good boys? Oh, it's a good boy. That's a good puppy. He's restless, and his teeth are bothering him. He's teething. Yeah, well, Hoppy CPDLC, yeah, I mean, it works fine. Yeah, I've already got my Hoppy codes in there, buddy. I just don't fly in Europe. A lot of controllers in the United States don't have it on. Actually, the pack flow should be high, because that's that. Hi, buddy. Good boy, good boy. So here's one thing the FS Labs doesn't have is the ETP, right? They've never coded that in. So that's one thing. And then the descent banana, the energy circle. The Fenix has that. Yeah, De Broen's flown at a couple hundred hours. For the price, I've got my money's worth and then some out of the Fenix. No problem. I got no problem with it. I want to see it fixed to where it works properly, right? That's all I want to see. You know, I want to see this VNAV taken care of. I want to see 9.3. It needs to be. Well, people can if they want to. People can certainly spend the money if they want to. You're gonna get more, I think, when you see the FS Labs for MSFS. If they choose to do it, they might wind up saying, "Hey, this isn't worth it for us. We are not going to be able to deliver to you the aircraft we want to deliver." We don't know. They're working on it, but for one thing, they damn sure will not release an airplane that doesn't work the way it should, right? That's what they won't do for sure. Okay, they will not do that. They're too perfectionist about it, right? So what else is going on in here that could be we can take a look at? So Fenix, the good, right? It handles fairly decently, except for the manual flying. It handles fairly decently, except the pitch power is off. It's got a wicked pitch power couple. Even in normal flight, even with the autopilot, the auto thrust just kind of runs away from you. And I'll try to do an example of that down low. If you're doing an intermediate level off and then push for climb or pull for climb, that auto throttle just hammers. I mean, it hammers right in there, and then you're looking at. Yeah, HK, did they pay you to come in here, dude? Like, I don't get it. Like, you stop defending what's indefensible. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, stop defending the things that are indefensible and be realistic about it, okay? It's not over for FS Labs. They release something, I'm definitely buying it on day one, or at least watching the reviews of it to see what it is. And I'm still going to test this plane. I'll fly them both in tandem, as a matter of fact. Why is the VOR? Like, look at this. We got the Solberg VOR in there, and it's not even remotely coming up. See that? So there's another little bug. Have I calibrated the stuff? Of course I've calibrated the stuff. Still having some problems with the rudder, but that's, as I understand that, that's an MSFS situation. For sure. Where the hell are we? 160 the top of descent, so it's 23 arriving at, what do we get? 1508. Probably take a visual in today. Oh, it is the Mount Vernon visual. Who the hell's calling me from New York right now? Probably a BS call. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Hello. Yeah, no. Research firm. Yeah, right. Yeah, they won't die, you know what I mean? Like, people are so focused on the price of the Fenix, they're like blinded to what's wrong with the thing, you know? Look at the PMDG. That thing's an absolute piece of shit. Like, it's not even a pure port. You can't even do some of the stuff you can do in P3D with it. You know, in testing this aircraft, it's a fun, flyable airplane. Right, MSFS, like, this is the problem, right? It doesn't handle, like, it doesn't handle as well as an FS Labs aircraft does in normal law. D is right. DeBroen is right. And FS Labs definitely has a market for the Concorde, the A330, their Neos, if they do a 21 Neo and release for both platforms. There's definitely a market for them. Because the hardcore simmers, like myself, we're going to be like, yo, you've given us good stuff before. Let's go, let's see it, right? But seeing is believing, right? Once it's released, we'll see. You know, we'll do a full up, you know, we'll do 2 streams, you know, side by side or something like that to show what it looks like. Oh yeah, the PMDG, you really can't compare, P3 to MSFS. You're absolutely right. There's more simulation features in P3D, right? Like, this weather is absolute garbage. It's garbage. They need to smooth it, fix it. Like, the other day, I wasn't streaming, but I was coming into Denver, and I'm coming down the pike, and I had a ground speed of 160 knots with a crosswind, right? Like, the wind was actually pretty much opposite, so it was like pointed, you know, I don't know if you can see, but pointed this way, right? So I'd cross almost headwind, and I'm doing 160 knots, and the ground speed mini was way off. There was something seriously wrong with the plane. And I had flown 2 long legs, and the Fenix app just crashed. I don't know what happened exactly. P3D still exists, buddy. Like, it's not what it was, it's what it is. I flew it yesterday. I flew the 21 out to Vegas yesterday, because I'm flying out to Vegas for my birthday this fall. And it's still there. It's still infinitely enjoyable. It still works. All my gear works with it. I don't have to go hunting for LVARs and things like that. I just put in the rotor brake codes, which are already, you know, there. Like, 22. Let's check the fuel burn on this thing. It should be around 90 pounds a minute. 72. So it's 20 pounds. You just do the math for kilograms for the guys that like kilograms. 20 divided by 2.25. So it's about 9 to 12 kilograms per hour off. Look at that. We just picked up the needles for Solberg. Yeah, look at that. 8.0 now. We were supposed to land with 7.5, and now we're landing with or 7.8. Now we're already 200 pounds light. So that fuel burn. He said there's only one way for them to tune it, but this isn't off. It should be 2140, 2180. Let's see. Fuel. So let's actually do this. So it's about 4,400 pounds an hour. It's 600 pounds an hour light. So for kilograms, let me give that to you guys. So it's about 275 kilograms per hour short on the fuel burn, which I know that Amir said. Amir did say that there's only one model for them to be able to tune that, so I'm going to give them a little leeway until they can fix it up. They need to implement a custom one. Black Box had said that, and I'm going to read this to you. DeBroan and I were arguing about the rotation logic, and I said, yeah, well, it's in ground mode, and then it goes to normal law, it blends in. Now, you guys saw me rotate off the runway, 1-1000, 2-1000, 3-1000, 4-1000, 5-1000, and then let go, and the nose went dropping, right? So Black Box said, and I quote, I asked him in his own Discord, right? Black Box, a friend and I were arguing about the flare ground mode to normal law blend logic on the Fenix. And he says, Black Box says, hi FBW, FTW. Correct. The A320 is in ground mode with direct stick to surface control. The ground mode gradually transitions into flight mode after liftoff, which is supposed to be 5 seconds. The Fenix has the issue at the moment that it has to accept the MSFS flight model to a certain extent. You can feel the issue after liftoff until the aircraft goes into flight mode, where the nose drops if you let go of the stick before the flight mode, including automatic trim, kicks in, right? And then, obviously, the Fenix is a bit delayed compared to that, yada yada, right? Let me go back to Discord. And I asked, I said, so is Fenix a bit delayed on that compared to the FS Labs or the FBW mod? And that the FS Labs blends in seamlessly, but there's a delay with the Fenix. And said the problem is that the trim setting doesn't fit the wrong aerodynamic model of MSFS. The FBW mod, for example, overcomes the pitch up issue, the blending issue, by instantly putting the trim setting to up 8 units after liftoff. That is completely realistic, of course. The Fenix devs are aware of this and trying to find a fix, so that's good. They're trying to find a fix of it. So there's the answer about that. Yeah, VLK and I were flying the other day. I got a wind shift, not the same direction, but we both got the weather download at almost the exact same time. Yeah, so I had a 737, a Southwest 737 captain tell me that flying the PMDG 737 NG3, and I quote, he goes, this thing feels like an effing Cessna. I don't get it, is what he said. He said, this thing feels like an effing Cessna. I'm uninstalling it. I'm going back to P3D, was what he said. Yeah, the FBW mod is I haven't tried it, but from what I've seen, it looks like a pretty sweet plane. I wish they would customize the cockpit a little more. So I want to point out this thread on AvSim. It got locked because people were probably crying about it. avsim.com, Fenix 1 engine. Let's take a look. Here we go. So this thread started. So this happened. It got locked this morning after I put in a response. Yeah, HK, you can't just like the price and that be it. So this happened. So this guy, JCOM, was saying, you know, hey, I love the functionality, right? Blah, blah, blah. Like the LNAV, BNet. You see this? Yeah, see it failed the speeds, right? He tried to do an engine failure, right? And he's got some problems with the flight model, right? Then this devolved into a mess, right? And the Fenix has a pile of realism issues ranging from small to huge. Single engine wise with the pitch attitude Fenix used and the nothing near the 12 degrees used by the real aircraft. So when you go to Airbus school and learn how to fly an Airbus, they're going to tell you 15, 12, 10. They're going to tell you the pitch that you need to be at, right? Pitch upgate, right? And I also wondered exactly why. Let's see. Come down to one of my responses here. Because I quoted a couple guys. Where is it? Page 7 maybe. This devolved into FBW people. Here's my response. To be fair, I'm certainly pointing out issues hasn't disappeared. It's more like he hasn't answered it. As for myself, been an FSL diehard for 2 years. I bought Fenix on day one, given a solid 3 weeks of flying the tail right off the thing. I've quite enjoyed it, but there's a bunch of nagging issues that bug me to no end. It's like, come on, they can do better than this. This should be better, right? I've asked Black Box and other real-world pilot friends regarding pitch power couple, over-aggressive VNAV, completely torqued rotation ground mode, and a few other odds and ends. As for the answer, they've been fairly critical answers from Black Box and others regarding the Fenix. When I asked a few other real-world pilots besides Black Box who did stream the Fenix, I was told, oh, dude, it's fine, when it's clearly not fine. So why would they say, oh, that's fine, right? There's rumors out there, unconfirmed, but making me wonder, did Fenix pay these YouTubers? Did they pay them, right? Like I said, overall I'm satisfied, got the money's worth, but yesterday I was flying the P3D, so I made my list, right? It's a nightmare with this hybrid flight model. So the ground model's halfway decent, maybe a little faster turning, right? Terrain radar doesn't show limits, don't know if that's a Sobo. Sounds are excellent. The weight variant is a 008 mod 23-900, I think. 162 and 142 is way low, way low. The fuel burn's way off. VNAV's way too aggressive, and it's always at the bottom of the bracket. Like, come on now. You know, yanking the nose up or hammering the nose down. We showed that on this stream. An IAE pilot told me the flight directors are aggressive, but the autopilot doesn't usually follow them as aggressive. Sparky support. Flap sounds could be better. Handles pretty decent with sensitivity, but it drops speed like a rock. Airbus does not do that. The wings are slick. Flight director shouldn't be on the fault. It should be on the door page. AOC doesn't do very much, but we'll see what happens. The recruise. Let me try a recruise real quick just to see. Let's go up to 3.6 for a second. So I'm going to go open climb. Yeah, see this? A Tala's box would give you cruise flight level 360 now. Right? So I'm going to go back down 3.4. Alt star. That should have automatically recruised me, right? Unless I do step. But whatever. Is that thrust idle? Mach out. 340 blue. Don't tell me it's in the same. Let me see something. Progress page. Oh, it did. It did put me on the prog page. No, it did. It hasn't done that for me before. Mach out cruise. So we have about 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. See your message there. Just watch the S-bombs, man. I don't mind cursing on this, but you're absolutely right. PMDG, it's Robert Randazzo. He's a fucking asshole. He's an egotistical asshole. He put, of all people, he put Ray Proudfoot, which I'm sure you know. Ray Proudfoot, big Concorde guy. Ray, Mach 2 or bust. Proudfoot, who was a very nice guy, on a ban on the PMDG for misinformation. It's like, dude, like, I have zero respect for PMDG anymore. Zero. Let's just get the weather again, and I'll stick that in there. It's probably not going to be. I would like to see auto updates and ATIS through the box instead of the EFB. Alright. Receive messages. It's probably the same thing. Alright, we got 2993. 504. Temp is 25 Celsius. 25 Celsius. And am I looking for a chart? Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, you could put, sorry, Aaron, I'll get you. I don't want to, oh, shit. So Aaron said it's, MSFS quality has died. And then Aaron said, yeah, it's because it attracted a lot of kids, newbies to the scene. I was expecting pretty shitty stuff in the beginning since Blender, tools like that is so much more available than back in FSX. Sorry, I didn't mean to moderate that. Aaron. Oh, you're not going to stick around for the landing, HK? I wish you would, because you'll see some more craziness. So let's just do Caps 3, Clipper 2, off Modena. Do this, because we're backed up to the number. I'm going to leave the blank actually for the numbers. It's daytime. So it's Catcher 2500 Baden. Actually, we might try to take an angle in Baden. So it's 5.9 DME arc is when we make our turn. So we'll go fix info. Is that DCA? Yeah. So let's go DCA. Actually, I found that I had a problem with this 5.9. So let's give it a 6. So there we go. So we'll get the arc there. And it's going to be, we should do the landing perf now. Arrival perf. Arrival with Prague. Let's do this. Prediction. 8-3. 1300 gross weight. So 139.2. 139.2. And you can see that we do need max reverse, which doesn't give us much, and then medium auto brake. It'll give us just under 5,000. Yeah, it does kind of seem like he just cares about the price. I thought it was a good discussion, but auto brakes to medium, I know that's that. But it also seems like don't defend what's indefensible, right? Like that I have a problem with that. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's not working properly, it's not working properly. I'm not saying that I'm not going to give them a chance to fix it. Let's make them aware of it and fix it. It's a very fun plane to fly. It's, I've flown the tail off of it and had a great time doing it. But there are glaring issues. Now, if they would come out and say, hey guys, we tried this hybrid flight model, we tried our own custom, it's too limited for us to do this, I would respect the hell out of them. All right, fair enough, I'll keep flying it. 2993's preset. I just can't. I won't condone. Just, you can't let them off the hook. Like, they acted like it was the end all be all. If they said, hey, we're going to do this and we're not sure how it's going to come out, we think it's going to be good, but we're not sure yet. Give us a try and we'll do our best. But people act like it's the second coming, probably because they've, the users that have only ever seen, this as an Airbus and the FBW mod, I can see why they're like, oh, this is the best thing ever since sliced bread. I can absolutely see that. They don't know, they don't have anything compared to. Like, others of us, we have the TOLUS, we have the FS Labs, we have the Flight Factor, we have, should I even bring the word jar design up? Probably not. Baltimore 250, so we'll just say Baltimore 10250. Actually, what does it got across from Baltimore at? Oh, here you go, D. I'm gonna put in we're probably past descent now. So D's been asking me to do this. And looking for deceleration. Ready for the dive. Let's go. Dive, dive, dive. 10,000, managed descent. Here she goes. How bad are we on the prog page? For 5,000 feet above. So down she goes. Definitely needs seat belts. I was in a 6,000 foot per minute descent on an A320 one time. And it was scary. Alright, watch the pullout here. When we catch the path, watch the pullout. 3904. Speeding up to VMO basically. Top of the bracket. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, which VLK told me? VLK was telling me I forgot to set this on -6 on the idle. I mean, look at that. Look at it. We're above the path and it's idling at 43.9. It should be, this thing should be all the way effing back right now. I'm gonna hit VMO. 2,500, 2410. Yeah, let's get some boards going. Let's 4,900, 5,000, 52, 53, 54, 55, 1888, 1753, 16 and change, 14 and change. Easy girl, easy, easy, easy. Let's see where the bolt is. 7,000 feet a minute. All right, off of it now. Now here she comes. Now this is pretty good. This is smoothing out, but watch what happens when it catches the donut. Watch this. As soon as that donut comes up. Actually, is she gonna do it? Let's see. Wow. That was the smoothest I've ever seen. Now, with that being said, with the Fenix app, I do not know. That was the smoothest it's ever done. Right? I've never seen it like that. That's better. I don't know if Fenix in the background here, right, if they are running something via the internet. It's entirely possible. I wouldn't know. I would probably defer to Aaron to take a look at the EXE stuff and see what it's doing. Is it, Aaron, is this thing running anything from the internet, like sending in a flight model or something like that? Because this is a tweak. I have not updated the Fenix. That is the best I've ever seen. Like, if you've been on this channel, you can watch my previous videos. You can see that when we were testing it prior, that thing, it would go into the dive and then whoop, like, where's my Airbus? Excuse the IAEs. So she'd go into managed, go downhill, and then the pullout would be like, whoop. Like, I'm talking a 2G pullout easy. 2G pullout easy. Now, here's something. In a 2,100 foot per minute descent, we shouldn't be losing that kind of speed. And I'm actually going to delete the restriction, the 250 at Baltimore. I'm actually going to go direct Baltimore now to get rid of some of this. Direct Baltimore, and let's see if we go above the path again. So here she goes downhill again. I need to keep the 280 speed. All right. So didn't put any power on. The idle power came back. Probably should have done a beams, I guess, but that's fine. The EXE file is really weird. Trying to spell debugger spent way too long to load an Air Force file. Done for me. Well, whoa. But they want to talk shit about test.execute, but they, won't let people take a look at their stuff. Okay. Another question mark as far as the Fenix is concerned. So there's good, there's bad, there's ugly. For $50, solid Airbus. Good systems. Good, not perfect, but good systems. I think the biggest thing, if I go back to Avcen, actually, let's go back there, right? The flight dynamics, right? And they come down here, and somebody is shitting on me. Right, and then HA5 MVO said MSFS doesn't have too much of that Xbox DNA, which would include the WebAssembly and the things that make it easy to go to Xbox, right? He didn't elaborate, right? So they're saying Darren didn't elaborate, but he pointed out all these things here, right? Okay. And then we come down and I say I wholeheartedly agree with nothing will be fixed if people refrain from bringing up issues and get aggressively muffled by those who think the Fenix is infallible. You can't say a critical word without the same old people jumping at your jugular. Too much tribalism and there's no exceptionalism. In all fairness, they do not share that stand. They're happy to open to suggestions, right? I've done plenty of experiments comparing the flight dynamics to the FCOM and the official published data, and all of Darren's observations are correct. I don't care who and what he's beta testing for if what he says is true. Hope these issues are fixable, right? And I agree, right? And what I said is I think there's a ton of stuff wrong, but people jumping down other people's throats related to a few things. For one, like I said before on this stream, people who've only used MSFS, never had an FS Labs or a Tollus bird to fly, they've got nothing to compare it to, so of course this is perfect to them. The other thing I suspect, but not entirely sure, is that going for the jugular when the critical things pointed out about the Fenix is related to the maturity level or lack thereof of the people saying that it's perfect. You don't talk shit about Fenix, right? Yeah, the EXE, like they screwed up my thing. I have to launch what's it called, right? As I mentioned, the RNP, the 8 isn't rated for this, right? And then I say Fenix did a nice job of compromising between EIS 1 and 2, right? The cruise pitch is a touch off, fuel burn's way off, the rotation's wacky, the VNAV's a nightmare, and again, that could be MSFS. I put my note up above and tagged Amir. I hope he takes it the right way. I don't dare try in the Discord. And it says Fenix isn't using WASM at all or any WASM related aspects in the MSFS. PC only, blah, blah, blah. But I agree. If they're focusing on Xbox, we'll never get a full-on sim, right? And then this guy goes, at least you tried. You repeated what he said, right? And then Darren comes in, and I suggest you guys read this. Like, highly recommend, right? See, he says windmill clear, right? Like, he literally goes through this and says, here it is, right? Oh, this is JCOM saying this, right? And then Darren, right? Darren, complete review, right? Let me see if I can share the post. I will share this post. Of course, people reported it because it tells the truth about Fenix, and then the thread got shut down. I made one more answer, right? At least I tried. You clear another one jumping down the throat. There can't be anything wrong with it. You know, open your eyes and read. Nothing, because it's torqued, right? Like, take a look at this, guys. I'm going to come into YouTube real quick. You might get some back scatter when I click in because I don't have it muted. So, oh, it is muted. Thank goodness. So let me throw this in here. I highly recommend you guys take a read through that. Oh, Aaron found out what he did. Alright, landing pole's up. I don't know if I can close this. Is the pole in there? Alright, let's get ready to do our thing. Nope, never did. 2993 set and cross-checked. Oh, don't slow down. Keep going for a little bit. Now, see right there, the pole? Look at that. That shouldn't happen like that, right? We know this. Alright, 10-5. Hello, Baltimore. Should get a nice view of the Chesapeake over there in the outer harbor. So, Fort McHenry. The War of 1812 started there. I believe that's Fort McHenry. I have to double check. Let's see. I can just go on the map. Does it show it? Where's Fort McHenry? I think that was it right there, wasn't it? I'd have to look. Did the pole come up, guys? $10,000. Keep it at 280 for a few minutes. I just got to get there. I got stuff I got to take care of. And we'll go LS both sides. We're backing this up to the ILS. Constraint. Then we got the 60 ME on that Navigráf. Alright, let's go ahead to 250 now. And we'll say 7,000. Now let's see how it does with an open descent, slowing down. Thrust idle, open descent, 7,000 blue. So this is good, descending, a few bumps. Now, where is this thing planning on going into approach mode? Prior to Katrin somewhere? It's going to plan. So we're going to have to, so I'm doing 2,800 with a quarter speed brake. That's a little excessive. So now watch this. If I go to 210, look at that pull out. If I go to 260, that's not bad. It's almost like they fixed this knowing that I was coming today. So I'll go ahead and stick approach mode on now. Activate approach phase. Confirm and selected. Speed out start. Bring it in at 20. LS is up. Now we're looking for 2,500. We'll do the approach checks. Yeah, I would like to know what they're doing behind the scenes. I really would. What am I looking for now? Oh, approach check. Okay. The approach checklist. What the hell? Approach briefing is complete. EFOB destination is 8.5. Alternate. It doesn't show up for that. Minimums 0 feet set. ECAM status is checked. Below the line, altimeter is 2993 set, both sides, seatbelt signs on. And we should get new weather for DC here, so I just want to make sure. Let's see if we can refresh that in the EFB. Make sure we do it right here. Yeah, 0108 27 2993. 0108 27. And the altimeter is still 2993. There's the capital. Alright, so we're set 2,500 now. Speed descent. I pulled. There we go. That's interesting. LVARs, ladies and gentlemen, LVARs. LVARs for the loss. At least get a little bit of view here. First time I've been to DC in the daytime. RFK Stadium. There's the Capitol. Can you see the trains? Yep, there's the tracks going into Union Station right underneath the Capitol building. They go in the tunnel here, and then Union Station's basically right under there. So this is Druzicki, getting pretty good frames, but again, I don't have traffic on. Let's see what we're going to do here. 2,000 feet a minute at 250 knots. Not half bad. Let's bring it back to 210. It's a pretty good G pull up there. We'll start getting some flaps out. Aaron, do what you can to see if you can find out what's going on with that thing. Field's in sight. Now this sound right here, absolutely phenomenal. They did an excellent job here. And we're gonna go flap 1. I think that could be just a touch louder. Here comes the wind. Beautiful, gonna hit it right at high tech. Keep that 20. So we'll slow to 190, drop flap 2 as we come around the corner there. It's about average with no spoilers, so that's pretty good. Wind's all over the place. Andrews is right there, by the way. Those VC-25s I see over there, they are Air Force One. It's hard to unsee MSFS for sure. The frames we're getting currently, powered by Jetline Systems. If you're in the market for a new flight sim PC, give Greg, Tony, and Ken a call over at Jetline. They will take care of you, and you can always call up all they can if something doesn't work right. Because if there's an issue, and knock on wood, with flight sim computers, Ken's probably fixed it, even the small ones. Those guys are excellent. Their tech support is amazing, and it's, if you're in the United States, U.S. company, U.S. built, always like to give those guys a shout out. I'm like the new Frugal when it comes to that, except I don't have nearly as many followers. Powered by Jetline Systems. That's right. Favignano had one too, I think, but he does truck sim and stuff like that. They had all the crazy lights and stuff.
2,500.
All right. Speed out star. Out. 6 degrees maybe. There's the wind coming to where we need it to be. Alright, fly present heading. Got the energy circle now. Start a timer for 30 seconds. Actually gotta reset that. Now. Start the turn at 20. Flaps 2. Nav. Roll low blue. It won't let me go back to heading for some reason. River's in sight. George Washington lived here, by the way, guys. That one. Where is it? I think it's that one. Cadron, just inside of Cadron. So, right on the point. Come on, George Washington, where's your house, bud? You'd think they'd have it in here. Lokestar. Where are we? There we go. All right. All right, so let's go autopilot off, flight directors off, bird on, 006. Should see it now. Where's G-Dub's house? That might be it. I know it's got a red roof. All right, here we go. Side stick cam's coming. Don't tell me my callouts are whacked. Okay, gears coming. Spoilers, turns. Flap 3. Flap full. Okay, off Baden. low in the river. Got a little bit low there because I was trying to mess with the EFB. Gonna hold it low right now. Stabilized. Landing checklist, solid thrust speed. And the ECAM memo is landing no blue. And we're bang on it on the chart. Ground speed's 140. Wind's next to nothing. That FS project side stick.
500.
Stable target sinking 8. Looks like I'm high on the pappies. Maybe not.
400.
Get that nose over into the wind. This is the best performance I've had in DC, period, the end. Sinking 8. Pappies don't look right because I know we're bang on it.
200. 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Did I go back in the air? No. Maybe. Might have been a bounce. $80. 70 knots, manual braking. All right. I thought it was pretty decent. I would imagine that was like a 220 or 230 or a bounce or a bounce. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate how this, where are we going? I hate this extra traffic. And we're just gonna go right in here, because this is actually the shuttle gate. Who's coming up? I think I bounced it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I can't really ever tell if I bounced the sucker. Oh, I didn't have the browser up. Oops. I guess we'll have to look at the volant and the landing report. Outside sounds also excellent. I'd like to get rid of this static traffic. There's got to be a file you can turn off. How many minutes has it been? Good enough. Keep bleeding. Engine's coming down. Board. All right, let's see what we got. Sorry guys, I forgot the I had it up, but I didn't. Shit. All right, let's see what we got. Nice track on the river. So it was a nice track on the river there. Looked like we were bang on the 1,000-footers, yeah. I would say, my guess is going to be like 220. 220 to 250. Really? But look at the G, 1.1. There's no way, man. Let's see. Look at that, 55 feet per minute. And 1,400 feet down. So I did bounce it then. Yeah, there it is. There's the bounce. This registers the first one. Oh yeah, right back in the air. So I must have touched down on one wheel. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. It was that second pull that did me in. So 2 touchdowns. I thought we were already down. Oh well. All right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, quasi review of the Fenix. 120 on the blocks. Like right here, this should be the door page, not the engine. It's like somebody's pressing a button. That shouldn't happen. Flight directors are off. Oh, that one can go. Get ground power. APU can come off. And from Washington Reagan Airport, home of the nation's capital, we will see you on the next flight. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate